Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Sorry, just to make sure my microphone was turned on there. I am Grace Bennings. I'm your host this evening. I will be flying solo tonight, as Nigel is currently preoccupied. It'll be like this for the next couple of Fridays. So if there's anyone out there watching who wants to get their start in commentary, then I'll be here. I'll be happy to take anyone, no matter your experience level or anything. It'll be nice just to have someone in the booth. That said, we've got a really good race lined up here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's the second Super Speedway race on the calendar. It's another good chance just before the final run to the playoffs to get that win. So if you're just on the edge of the playoffs and you don't think you're going to make it on points, this may be a night to sneak a win in. So we're going to move from practice into qualifying now. A lot of tonight's coverage is going to be it's going to be a bit of a tamer broadcast. I'm running the show by myself, so don't expect me to get really hyper until like the last 30, maybe 40 laps. And of course, we'll look at everything in between. We won't miss any of the action where it is, but in between, when the field sort of spreads, I don't think it's going to do that much tonight. I think tonight's going to be quite action-packed, and it's going to be quite a workout for myself up here in the booth. But we're going to get into qualifying. A couple of drivers that I want to just highlight who are on the fringe. We're just going to look at the last round and championship standings post round 8. Just quickly, Ryan S. Jones, he won at Darlington. That made him the first two-time race winner in both the either the X Series or the Truck Series this season. So a lot of good competition, meaning it's been very hard to pick up multiple race wins. Ryan Jones, I don't believe is out on track tonight. No, I can't see him on my timing tower. I do not believe we have Ryan Jones out there tonight, so he won't be able to defend his race win, but I think with 2 wins, he's pretty safely locked into that #1 spot in the playoff picture. Behind him, Connor Nixon hasn't been around for the last couple of weeks. Don't know if he's around here tonight. I believe he would have to get back in the saddle and attend a few more races to make sure he was there. I saw Matt Danson just get into the session. He was telling me he may have been a shoe out the door here tonight, so it's good to see Matt Danson joining the server. But Jason Holdsworth, he came 3rd last week at Darlington. Now he's only just in the points here. He'll be looking for a win. Same with Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps is 2nd in the points paying positions in P8. He will pick up a couple, as there are some drivers who have a win who have not met the minimum race requirement. You remember, you have to attend at least 5 races before the playoff picture to be included. Scott Rankin, he isn't going to make it. Connor Nixon at the moment is walking the line of making it in and not making it. But Brad Newman, provided he turns up next week, should also have a chance of making playoffs. So Wayne Burke, if he's out there tonight, then I think he'll be in a good position to make his playoff run off the back of his Watkins Glen truck win. So that's the playoff standings at the moment. We'll keep an eye on those drivers throughout the night. Now, heading back to live pictures. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. We see that Andrew J. Sharp, he's just pipped Edwards for the fastest time with a 31.21. Edwards only 2 thousandths behind with a 31.23. And it's going to get very close here. Atlanta, you're carrying a lot of speed and have a lot of cars. I don't know what's quite happening here. I'm just sitting on the line. Try and get the tower view back for you all. This is probably the view we're going to sit in most of the night, because it's going to be hard to find a better view than this. Just good view of the field as you see Edwards there ripping around in the number 997. Oh, sorry, that's Sharp in the number 224, rocking the 24 on the side of his car. Next season, I believe there is going to be something put out just saying, hey, we need numbers to be correct for what the league entry is. So of the 2-4 there, but I'm gonna jump over. We're gonna look at Dan Stevens, a driver who's currently in the playoff picture. He has a win this season. Picked one up earlier on. I believe it was at Daytona, where Dan Stevens won his race. So Super Speedways being kind to him this season. Maybe he can go back to back. He's currently in 4th position. Drivers are allowed to use this red and white line on the bottom of the racetrack during qualifying. However, during the race, it's prohibited to go under the yellow, I say under the yellow line, but under the red and white line in this instance. So you see a driver go under there, they will be penalised if they do that and make up a position in the race. And that will come in the form of a post-race penalty. It's also important not to do that on the last lap. Otherwise, your race could go up in smoke. Dan Stevens looks like he's coming to the end of this qualifying run here. Should see all drivers make it to the grid tonight. Now, it's just depending on where you start. We see Brad Newman. He's out there tonight, so he's definitely going to make a run for the championship. With his attendance now and his win that he's already locked in 2 weeks ago at, I'd like to say Milwaukee. Yep, Milwaukee. He did win. I'm gonna eat my shoe if that's incorrect. And he'll be going out there to start his lap. Wayne Burke is also on track, so a couple of guys in the playoff picture who weren't in the session just earlier have made their way in, and they'll get their lap in. Now, gonna go for a pick here tonight. I don't have Nigel, so it's hard to think what he would have picked, but if I can crawl into Nigel's mind and figure out who he would have picked, I think he would put Tom Freer up for a win. So Tom Freer, he's currently down in 14th position, hasn't had the best of qualifying here tonight, but if I was Nigel, I'd be picking Tom Freer. Now, if I'm myself, which I most certainly am, I'm going to be picking a Shane Bowen to finally break through and get his first win of the season. I know it's been a long time coming for Shane. He's been a very consistent performer throughout this season. I just feel like tonight's a perfect opportunity with the speed that he has in that number 38 truck week in and week out, and his consistency and safe driving, that I believe Shane Bowen's going to make a good charge here for a race win tonight. Now, we're getting close to the end of qualifying here. Only a few drivers left out on track. Jaden Russell coming to a stop. Best he can pull is a 16th position. Brad Newman's still out there. He's going to be ripping it to the line. See how much he cuts and how much he just wants to improve. Now he jumps all the way up to P1, so that's a 31.20. That's a thousandth of a second over Sharp in P2. So by the thinnest of margins, Brad Newman takes pole position. That's very, very consistent. We've seen Brad on the front row multiple times throughout both the Truck Series and the X Series. It's just if he can convert tonight, I believe he'll be the first driver to convert from pole in the entire Truck Series. So will be a nice little memento to pick up. Now, jump on board Matt Danson. Oh, never mind. Jaden Russell is back out. Matt Danson went to the pits. So we're on board with Jaden Russell. He's going to try and improve his time from 18th position now. Coming across the line. Not going to be quite it. So that was an outlap. Now we're looking for a warm-up, maybe? And then into the fast lap. But this one could potentially be pretty quick. And he'll come to the line. Ooh, have a look at the timing screen. See how high he can jump. Jaden Russell. No change at the moment. So running that second warm-up lap. He'll be going for his main time this time, but you can see how much he's hugging that red and white line this time around, where he drifted up on the back straight the last lap. That's indicative of a warm-up lap. So he's just getting tires up to temperature on that lap. And now this is the fast one, trying to wrap that bottom line all the way down. Now he's going to cut it here, go all the way to the grass on the inside, angle out for the line, and he'll come across in P18 still. So not good enough to improve for Jaden Russell. He'll be hanging on to that P18. Ryan Jones, last week's race winner, he's out there now. I believe he's putting down his second or third lap here tonight, as Tom Pritchard just jumped up into the P6 position for the Southern Stars racing team. Now, we'll try and keep up with the YouTube comments. I'm sorry, there's something going on with the chat box that I can't see anything. Should be able to see it now. So if you have any comments in any chats you would like to say throughout, anything you'd like to see throughout the race, feel free just to put a chat into a comment into the chat, and I'll read it out, and we can definitely do some things. If you have a driver you want to give a shout out to, if your family watching, more than welcome to leave us a message, and we'll try and put your favorite driver on the screen here tonight. Now, Andy Barber's moved up to P9, another driver to be careful of. So Ryan Jones just hasn't been able to improve. He's down in 26th position now. So Ryan Jones, that might be him for qualifying, as we're probably cutting a little bit close into it now. We're 15 minutes past, so that should be just about time to queue up warm-up. There's Brian Blundell. He's going to come across the line. Actually, we may have two cars miss out here tonight, as Tim Blundell's the 38th car on the list, and we have 42 registered, so 2 people are going to miss the show tonight. We'll do the calculations in the warm-up and get right back to you regarding that. That's just Tim Blundell and Colin Burns. Sorry, not Colin Burns, Colin Bruns out there on track, and that's Tim Blundell done, and that's qualifying done here tonight. So Jason Holdsworth didn't set a time, but he's in the playoff picture, so he's going to get in. Ruben Phelps didn't set a time. He's in the playoff picture. He's going to get in. Now, looking at qualifying result, we'll bring up the qualifying results just now as we're waiting for it. We'll bring up the bottom half of the qualifying just to see who may have missed out. So, looking at the bottom half of qualifying here, we've got Ruben Phelps in 40th, E.T. Tarriora in 41st, and 42nd is Jason Cooley. Now, I think Evan may be in on points. Top 20 do get a slot. So Evan may get in. Actually, he may not. I don't think Evan has made the show. No, he's out there warming up, so I believe he's made it. Ooh. You know what? I'll just wait for the actual person who tells me who's made it and who hasn't to tell me who's made it and who hasn't. So, warm up now. Going to take a short pause here in the booth, just whilst the drivers are getting a bit of practice. We'll check it on. Some exciting stuff. Let's get a feel of who's going to be out here tonight. Andrew Dyson making another appearance on a super speedway. Not a bad place for Andrew Dyson, seeing if he can pick up a win maybe in the series. But for now, I'll leave it to the drivers. They'll be warming up for the next 3 minutes, and I'll see you on the other side to read out the grid and get this race underway. Okay, 10 seconds left of the warm-up period here, and we've seen actually a few crashes here in the warm-up that were pretty nasty. Now, hopefully we don't get many of those here tonight. I don't think it's going to be possible to go green to green, but I would like to be pleasantly surprised as we see another crash here in the warm-up between a few of the cars. We'll just get the session forward and get into the grid here tonight. Now, here's the grid for... Oh, that's not Daytona International Speedway. That's meant to be Atlanta Motor Speedway, so we'll just ignore that one. And it's also down at 19th. Lovely stuff. Alright, here we go. Now everything's working in an intended order. It is the Brad Newman taking out first position for Lops Esports. Andrew Sharp in P2, the only American driver taking the field tonight. Luke Atten is in the 54 car for Blackhawk Motorsports. He's in third position. Jake Edwards in fourth. Jared Farrell fifth. Tom Pritchard for Sunstars in P6. Dan Stevens, Middle Finger Racing in P7. He's a playoff driver. He's looking for a second win this season. Alan Dawson in 8th, Andy Barber 9th, Shane Bowen 10th, Wayne Burke in P11, Brian Blundell in P12. 13th is Samuel K. Sproul. John Bradshaw is in 14th. 15th, Dylan Shepard. Brad Wright in 16th position for Bay Park Buster. Matt Patton in 17th. Brent Hobbs 18th. Tom Freer, Synergy Sim Racing in 19th position tonight. Jaden Russell in 20th. Matt Danson 21st. Troy Mortensen in 22nd. Marty Mitchell 23rd. Mark Grocott 24th. Noddy Tompkins in 25th, Ryan Jones 26th, Aaron Gilbert 27th here tonight, Andrew Dyson for DPR, Simbriggs DPR, he's in 28th, Mark McNamara is in for Greek Goat Racing, he's in 29th, Angus Lawford, sorry, Project 36, he's in 30th, Carl Whitney, Kaiju Racing in 31st, 32nd belongs to Brandon Griffiths, the Project 36 team owner. Stephen Williams, another DPR car, down at 33rd. Henry King at 34th. Jared Gilbert, 35th. Tim Blundell is in 36th position tonight. David Lawler in 37th. Jason Holdworth, 38th. Colin Bruns in 39th. Ruben Phelps in 40th. And I believe Evan E.T. Teora. Matt Patton, Colin Bruns, and David Lawler all not racing at the moment. One of those guys definitely can, so I just don't think one of them took the grid. One may be starting from the pit lane, but we're going to get rid of this now. So I believe it's Colin Bruns and David Lawler or Matt Patton who may be out tonight. As we get ready, the pace car is off. We'll go on green for the first start tonight. Every other restart's on the race leader, so we're waiting on Patton, Brad Newman, and he's gone. Green flags out and the race is underway. 128 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. We're going to be getting right into the thick of it with some two-wide racing down further in the field. The front of the field electing to go single file shortly. That outside line will come back and it will gain more momentum as this race goes on. Definitely not going to single file out that easily. You can see it coming on the right-hand screen. It's coming now. Tom Pritchard and I believe that is Alan Dawson. No, it's not Alan Dawson. Yeah, it is Alan Dawson making his way up the outside. Oh, sorry, no, it's Edwards. Farrell, sorry. There's a new name, Jared Farrell. He's up to the front. There's 3 chrome cars out there. They're all part of the same team here tonight. Pritchard, he's one of the best pushers in Australia, so he'll be looking to push that top lane to victory here tonight at the moment. But Brad Newman is very good at controlling the bottom lane, so he's just going to hang on. This is where Sharp kind of needs to choose. He needs to try and find a way to get to his teammate on the outside there, try and help him a little bit more. Wiggling about like that, it's not going to help. Outside line's getting a little bit separated. It's a little bit messy. We're 3 wide further back in the field. We'll just try and find where that's happening. That's 25 car making his way through. Brian Blundell falling down the order. So Brian Blundell falling down on the top side, maybe not running the right setup, definitely lacking speed in that car. Everyone else is just zipping on by. So Brad Newman, he'll still control the race. 3 laps down, 125 to go. We'll keep an eye on this battle as it goes forward. Got Matty Ray in the chat. First time call, long time listener, not first time caller whatsoever. Matthew Raymond, good luck boys, go SRM. SRM not putting up a, not doing too badly in the standings at the moment. I believe their tactic may be to just sit further back in the field, wait for the cautions to happen, make it to the end of the race. I believe that's what SRM are going for tonight. Matty Ray, if you got any insight on what the boys are doing, let us know. We're 3 wide with Shane Bowen, Jake Edwards, Shane Bowen and Alan Dawson there. Jake Edwards not too far in the middle, but it's going to be the 54 of Luke Patton on the inside as we go 3 wide down the back straight once again. This is the second lap they've managed to hold 3 wide, but that outside lane just manages to carry that momentum a little bit more. A little bit of draft given. Now he's going to hit the wall. That's going to kill all that momentum, and it's going to relegate him back pretty much all the way to the next available gap. If he can slot in just there, he'll be a-okay, not lose too many positions, but that's not what you want to see if you're Alan Dawson there, who's again going to try and go around the outside, try and make that third lane work. It's definitely possible to do, a lot narrower than Daytona though, so it's not a lot of room for error. Now we're going to get further back in the pack. There's a few battles going on. Matt Danson's making his way through. Matt Danson running the throwback livery for Altus Esports. Unfortunately, weren't able to get this at Darlington. This time out, we do have it in all its glory, and Matt will be very happy to see that one on the broadcast this time by. So Matt Danson, he's currently behind Noddy Tompkins for Nitro Racing on that inside lane. He's just going to work his way forward ever so slightly. Same with Ryan Jones, who's now poking his way into the top 10, up 15 positions here tonight. So he'll try and get up, and he'll try and make it a three-peat. And we've got the first caution of the night, so all drivers are going to slow down and going to get under the pace car, and we'll find out what happened here to bring in the first yellow flag of the night. Matthew Raymond in the chat again, unfortunately not able to supply any insights, but yeah, pretty sure they don't prac at all, so who knows what will happen. That is all good. We'll have to see what the SRM strategy is as it develops throughout the night. So we're 9 laps in, first caution of the night. I feel like there's going to be a few of these here, just as people, just navigate their way around each other for the first time. So it looked like Henry King was involved in the caution. It was quite late afterwards. So we're going to jump up. We're going to have a look at Henry King and see what happened here. So Henry King in front of Andrew Dyson just gets tagged. That's a front right wheel off there for Henry King, so it's hard contact into the wall. And the yellow flag came out pretty much instantly when that happened. He was able to limp his way back to the pit lane, but you see the smoke coming out of the car. That's going to be Henry King's night done and dusted. No real sense in repairing that. You're going to be many, many laps down by the time you get back out of pit lane. So whole field came down. We got a little bit of a mix-up. Brad Newman didn't go down. Sorry, not the whole field came down. Only a select amount of them, I think, came down the field. But I don't know, Wayne Burke came down. Ryan Jones came down. Luke Patton, Jaden Russell on back. They all came down pit lane. So the latter half of the field all electing to go in, top up some fuel. Going to try and extend the fuel mileage. Definitely no sense to take tyres at this point in time, but we've had 10 laps, well, we had 8 laps of racing, and we've had 3 wide action throughout the field, and it's absolutely amazing to see. We're going to be loving it, loving this kind of this hard racing. It's a lot more riskier than Daytona, but that just makes the excitement so much more better when you're going 3 wide here at Atlanta. It's just something you can do. You can do it. It's beautiful. It's probably not riskier than Daytona, actually, in hindsight, but it seems like it in the car. It just feels narrow of a racetrack. Now, if you're talking 3 wide at Talladega, and you feel comfortable going 3 wide at Talladega, you feel comfortable going 3 wide at Daytona, but I can tell you something, Atlanta being a 1.5 at these kind of speeds, you do not feel comfortable up in that third lane, and it's just so, it speaks to the skill of the drivers who can go up in that third lane and they can make it work, and it speaks at volumes to the guys around them to see that and make sure they don't get in the way, get up into them, and they don't cause an issue. They all manage to keep their own lane, and it just makes for the racing so much better. We're going to have a look through the field and see who's doing any three-wide action, but we had a Ryan Jones make it up, but he did pit, so he's back down. And we're going to be coming out of caution, I believe, next time by, if the pace car lights aren't already out. No, pace car lights are out. We're going green this time by, so Brad Newman will have control of the field once we get into that Geico restart zone. There's a little graphic on the main straight. Once you're in that zone, Brad Newman can put the hammer down whenever he wants, and then the rest of the field will have to get they'll have to get a good jump so that Brad Newman doesn't run away. Now, he's probably not going to run away here at Atlanta, but at other tracks you definitely can. You can get a good 2 to 3 tenths if you manage to time it right and get a good jump on the field. So not here tonight at Atlanta. It's just going to buy him a little bit of breathing room down into turn 1. Pace car off, coming down the straight. Going to wait for that Geico restart zone. Wait for the restart zone. There it is. We're in the zone. Brad Newman, he's gone it towards the end of the box, and he's got a good jump on the outside lane. Good 2-car lengths there. They're all going to form up behind, though, and the momentum's just going to carry them through the corner. Brad Newman will want to get down to the inside to defend on this first turn, just to stop the run coming in from the bottom lane. And we'll have to try and pick which lane's going to be more beneficial now. We're going to see the 24 car of Sharp. He's going to push out to the outside lane, carry the momentum out, try and get the move done on Brad Newman. His teammate's going to slot him behind Brad Newman, so it's not going to make the world go round and round. We're already 3 wide again. Dawson electing to go to that third lane early on now. He's 3 wide with Shane Bowen and the 997 of Edwards. So they're making it work. Very good stuff here from Alan Dawson as he tries to make this top lane go, but without any support up there and with tagging that wall, he's just going to kill all his momentum, and he's going to have to work even harder. Now, someone looked like they were going to go up there with him, elected not to. Alan Dawson is going to fall back in. He's going to be the 5th car in line on that top row. If he doesn't move back in, he may be 6th. He's moved in now, so he's going to hold that position now, but very ambitious there from Alan Dawson to try and get up to the front to support his teammates. We've got a lap car further down the field. That's going to be Angus Lawford in the Project 36153 car. Now he's going to have to play his traffic management very good here, very nicely here. Easy for the leaders to read, easy for the rest of the pack to read. And I would say, if you at all could do it, if you could all do it, Angus, hop down under the red and white line, try and get to the tail end of the pack, pick up the draft, and then just sit there, wait for the next caution. It's gonna happen. It's Atlanta. We've already had 9 laps in. I'm sure we're gonna get another one here tonight. So as long as he can stay just one to 2 laps down and just work his way back up the laps, just by sitting at the back of the pack, that's all he needs to do. The problem begins if he continues to stay out of this draft and he just keeps falling lap after lap after lap. Now, that's not what you want to do if you're Angus Lawford here. So we'll be seeing that as we see lots of different lines being taken into turn 1 and 2. Up in the top lane, that's a DPR car. That's going to be Ryan Jones making his way around the outside. Ryan Jones loved going around the outside at Daytona. He's loving going around the outside at Atlanta, and he's made it work. He's going to try and get past Dawson here. Dawson's going to put up a fight, though. It's the 153 of Angus Lawford who's in his way as the lap car, so Ryan Jones may be put to a bit of a roadblock here unless he decides, Angus, you're going to come with me, you're going to get pushed back up another lap, and I'm going to take you all the way to the front, and you're going to be the one sitting in front of me, so I can just save fuel behind. But it looks like Angus Lawford, oh, he just tagged the wall. Ryan Jones into the back of Angus Lawford, and that's going to be another caution here tonight. That's going to be the second caution in 17 laps. We'll get a look at what happened there between Ryan Jones and Angus Lawford to bring out that caution here tonight. So Angus Lawford here on the top side. We're going to watch this one in quarter speed. Ryan Jones just getting a bit too close to the rear, tags the rear, sends him down the track, puts him right in the path of 2 other cars, and it's just chaos there. You see, I believe that's Andy Barber darting to the inside to try and avoid a collision. Same with the 25 car trying to go to the inside perceived a collision on the racing surface. In fact, it was actually on the runoff. So Dan Stevens caught the rough end of the stick there. He's been banged up pretty bad. Same with Angus Lawford. They'll go laps down here tonight, and everyone else will be able to make it through just fine. So only 2 cars pretty badly damaged tonight. Out of that, so it's not going to be the last caution tonight. If we had a big stack up then, it may have thrown a bit of a spanner in the works in terms of how many cars may make it to the end of the race. I believe there'll only be 2 cars out tonight. So we've got plenty of more action to come for the rest of this race as everyone makes their way back to pacing speed behind the pace car. That's Brad Newman's elected to jump down. Same with Wayne Burke, Dylan Shepard, Tom Freer, Brian Blundell, Jaden Russell, Matt Patton, Aaron Gilbert, Matt Danson, Marty Mitchell, Carl Whitney, Luke Patton, Andrew Dyson, Tim Blundell, Ruben Phelps, Jason Cooley, Mark Grocott, Troy Mortison, Mark McNamara, Evan Tarriora, John Bradshaw, Jason Holdsworth, Dan Stevens, and Angus Lawford's back in the pit lane with that damage. Unfortunate for Dan Stevens and Angus Lawford, but the rest of the field all electing to go in. We're going to take fuel this time by everyone else who's currently out on track. They pitted around lap 9 or haven't pitted at all. Top 5 haven't pitted at all. First one who pitted on lap 9 is Ryan Jones in the 011 car. Now, he may be in some hot water in a post-race review later on, but we'll have to see how that one plays out. I'm sure the guys in the post-race review will do their best job to determine a fair outcome should it be protested. Now, Ryan Jones, he's not a bad guy. Definitely wasn't intentional. It's just part of racing. We'll say that there. And he's doing it being ambitious, and he's going for the win. And I wouldn't blame him at all. It's great racing to watch. Unfortunately, it carries the risk. And the risk is, if you get a lap car up the top, and you're up the top charging, you're going to get caught up, and you may get in a situation where your speed differential is higher than you're expecting. They may make a mistake in front of you, may have no place to go. So that's just one of the risks of running that top lane, and we saw it in full effect there. However, I don't want that to discourage anyone from going up to the top lane, because it's great racing when it's working, and it's great to watch early on in this race. As we're lining up 2 by 2, we will go green this time by. So lap 21 will restart this race. Just over 105 laps to go. Going to be, I think, a long night in the office at this rate if we can't get another lap in. I'd like to see a 20 to 30 lap run here for these drivers here tonight. It just gives the tyres a chance to wear a little bit, the fuel level to come down a little bit, and everyone to get settled a little bit so they can figure themselves out, figure out who's going to be racing as hard, or who's going to be pushing the most, and who's not going to be pushing at all, and who's an easy position to pick off at the moment. So Sharp, he'll have control of the field at the Geico restart zone this time, but we'll have to wait and see where he decides to go. Newman electing to go rather late in the box to minimize the amount of momentum that the trailing cars can carry down into turn 1. Everyone else behind a little staggered. He's got his teammate behind for some support, but he's going to wait. He's going to wait. He's going to wait, and he's going to go right just before the end of the box. So that's going to be Sharp's good jump on the outside lane. Good start from his teammate behind in the 65 car. That's Farrell. He's got a good start. Tom Pritchard didn't get a great start off the line. Jumped by Shane Bowen, who's up into 4th position tonight. Now it's going to be Ryan Jones on that outside line getting pushed by Andy Barlow. And they're going to try and make the outside lane work. As the 65 also jumps out to try and control the lanes with his teammates. Ooh, the 728 car. That's going to get close to the back of Ryan Jones. Almost causing contact. Not quite this time, but managed to get it back into his lane just in the nick of time. But Ryan Jones, I don't think he's going to want to hang around. I think he's going to want to try and get past the 65 car as soon as he can. Yep, you see him looking to go up to that high line. Gets a block thrown on him by the 65 of Farrell. It's like, hey, you're going to push me. I know you want to go for this top lane, but you're going to push me down the back straight. Now, Ryan Jones may be wise. Push him down the back straight. Let him slot in. Then you just overtake him with some momentum. That's all you need to do, as Farrell runs really high into that corner. Not going to be able to let the top lane hook up as they would like to. Ryan Jones pushing him now. Pushing him down the front straight, so they're working together. Brad Newman, don't mind me, going to sail on through the middle. It gives an opportunity to Ryan Jones to go through the middle. He's going to be looking for his third race win here. Brad Newman looking for his second in the series. So 2 drivers who have race wins already. As we got another caution here tonight. That's Noddy Tompkins going around in the back of the frame. He's turned. We're going to have to get a closer look as to what happened here tonight. But third caution of the night, 23 laps. We'll go green with with 102 laps to go. I'll get this footage up, and in the meantime, I'll get this footage up, and we'll see what happened in the meantime. So, it's Noddy Tompkins involved. Yellow flag. We're going to look for Noddy, wherever Noddy is. There he is. So this is what happens to Noddy Tompkins coming off the corner. There's a DPR car, Andrew Dyson all the way up on the top. Little bit of netcode there. Andrew Dyson does come down the track a little bit just after bumping off the wall. Does collect Noddy Tompkins, but primarily netcode in the first initial stage of that contact. So Noddy Tompkins going to be turned around hard into the outside wall. Sent rolling backwards down the track. Everyone else did a very good job to avoid the stricken car up in the top lane here tonight. But that's what brought out the third caution of the night. Now, we're going to go back to live pictures. 24 car is in 997. He's in as well. Shane Bowen made a stop. Samuel K. Sproul did a stop. Anyone who hasn't really stopped yet, they've decided it's time. We're going to extend our range here tonight. Tom Pritchard, Jerry Gilbert, Andy Barber, the only cars out there. Sorry, and Noddy the only cars out there. Noddy Tompkins just came into the pit lanes, but the only cars out there who haven't stopped: Tom Pritchard, Jared Gilbert, Andy Barber. Now, they'll be looking to keep track position and stay at the front. At the moment, it looks like the cautions are happening in the middle of the field. It's not really where you want a caution to happen if you're at the back. So track position at the moment is worth its weight in gold. So we'll be looking to keep that as much as we can. Now, we'll jump back up to Brad Newman and Ryan Jones. This is the battle to watch for the rest of the night, I think. Ryan Jones, he's got his teammates Andrew Dyson and Stephen Williams. They're not too far behind. They'll be able to give him assistance later on in this race and maybe even push him to a third race win here. And that would very much cement him as the favourite going into the champion, into the playoffs. We're only a couple races away from that starting off. So Ryan Jones, he'll be keen to get a third race win, make his name, well, pretty much punch his ticket to that first round well and truly. Now, Ryan Jones, he'll probably end up getting through all the way to the championship 4 by my predictions at the moment. So, going to be good if he can get a race win here tonight. Also not the end of the world if he doesn't. Racer in me says that the racer in him will say, I want this race win, especially over what happened at Milwaukee between these two drivers. Ryan really unlucky there on at the Milwaukee Mile to lose out to Brad Newman. So he wants to get this win. It's going to mean something a little bit more. There's a little bit of ice maybe between these two. I expect it's going to be good hard racing between two good and hard racers. Now, lights are out. We'll go green this time by. Nearly only 100 laps to go. We're about a fifth of the way through this race. And the third caution is already flying. Now, if we're going to go off that logic, it's probably around every 9 to 10 laps is going to be a caution at this rate. Now, I would like that to slow up, personally. However, if these guys want to keep crashing and giving me content, then I'm not going to say no. Now, we've got a couple of comments in the chat. Junior saying, go Jared Gilbert, Project 36. A couple of Project 36 drivers up in the front of the field at the moment. Aaron, I think it's Gilbert up there in... I know it's the 237. Yes, it is, of Aaron, Jared Gilbert up in the front. That's the first Project 36 car on the road. He's in P4 at the moment. Brad Newman has the field in the restart zone, and he's gone towards the end of the box. Good jump from Ryan Jones as well. Not able to get the power down as well as Tom Pritchard on the bottom lane, but manages to just get enough so that Tom can't get up and into P2. Now it's Ryan's turn. Is he going to carry the momentum around the outside? I think he will. I think he'll go straight towards the outside. He's been abandoned though. Tom Pritchard is going to work that bottom lane, so it's all on Ryan Jones. Keep that momentum up. Make sure you don't fall too far back. Wait for that lane to form in behind you, because it's coming. And if his teammate Stephen Williams wants to pop out in front of his other teammate Andrew Dyson, that would be great. As I go 3 wide, just shuffling Jared Gilbert out of the way. Get out of the way, says Andrew Dyson. I've got a teammate to push, and he's going to push him now through the corner. Is Andrew Dyson. Now they're working together. Now they're cooking with fire. It's going to be Ryan Jones moving to the lead of the race with the help of Andrew Dyson. They're just going to keep pushing on this outside line. They're going to make this speed go absolutely out of this world from what we've been seeing now that Andrew Dyson's going to move down to the bottom of the field. Now DPR, they're going to control both lanes. They're going to try and make this one work for the end. Brad Newman's going to say, nope, Andrew, you're going to go straight back past your teammate. He's got no one to help him on the outside, so you're going to go in front of him. We're going to see him push down. Jared Gilbert's getting all out of shape. Oh, Andrew Dyson's around Brad Newman. He's collected both the DPR cars. That's Brad Newman involved. It's a lot of damage there for Brad. A lot of damage for the 2 DPR cars, the 011 and the 41. Both hard into the outside wall, and that's the 4th caution here tonight. We're only 2 laps into that run that time, and it was getting feisty from day dot. We're going to have to have a look at what happened there between the 33, the 011, and the 41. So it happened between Andrew Dyson. He was getting pushed by Brad Newman into the corner. We see in the background that it's already kicking off with the 237 of Jared Gilbert. And we're going to watch Brad Newman just pushing, gets that car loose. Car's already going around at this point. Brad Newman's just pushed him all the way around, driven right by him, gets collected by the tail into the wall, comes back down the track, collects Ryan Jones. And then Ryan Jones hard into the outside wall. That's going to be damage for Ryan Jones. A significant more amount than I think for his teammate Andrew Dyson would have collected. But everyone else makes it through on the bottom side. No additional wrecks there. And remarkably, Jared Gilbert managed to recover very well from his little slide just before this big collision. So a lot of hot racing here tonight. Nigel Cedar on the track saying, "Go Bryce for the win." Thank you, Nigel. It's a bit unfortunate you're not able to join me here. I hope your wife's hockey game is going well and that she makes it all the way through and they win their finals. But it'll be nice to have you back on Tuesday night. My voice is getting the absolute workout here tonight, especially with all the hard racing that these drivers are already putting on 30 laps into this race. Now, I'm going to take the opportunity to have a quick break. We'll join you back right at the end of this caution period. It's a bad day to be at Bryce Meddings in the commentary booth. We've finally run out of water here today. The 3-litre water bottle is no more. It's been demolished, and I'm going to need more throughout this race if this intensity keeps up, because my throat's getting sore already. And we're only 32 laps into this race. We're about a quarter of the way through. Now, we're going to go green this time, but it's the Southern Stars taking out the front row for this restart. Andy Barber on the outside, Tom Pritchard on the inside. There's going to be some coordination when they go try and get a jump, try and get in and work together, make their way through. Now, Stephen Williams, he's the last of the DPR cars left unscathed. He's currently third on the inside row. Matt Danson's made his way all the way up from pretty much out of space, and he's sitting in sixth. Jared Gilbert, the biggest mover here tonight as well, with 31 positions gained. Now it's going to be all on Tom Pritchard. When do you want to go? When do you want to go? There he goes. He's gone a little bit, not too much. He's going to do it just enough, maybe for Andy to make his way down to that inside line. Andy has the move there, and they're going to hook up, and they're going to try and get a jump on the rest of this field. Now, it's definitely possible, especially as Shepard, in the 43, a new face of the series here tonight, makes his way up and decides he wants to help push the Southern Stars out and get away from the rest of the pack. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think this inside line is going to be a lot stronger this time around, and the outside lane really hasn't got a challenge for it just yet. Stephen Williams makes a dart to the outside. He says, follow me, boys. We're going to get up here to the front as well. All that momentum carries Stephen Williams up to the third. Not going to be able to hold it, though, if no one comes up with him. The 25, looking for it, going. No, he's not. He's dropped back down. So it's only Gilbert, sorry, on the outside with Williams. Williams making it work, though, on the outside by himself. No one able to get hooked up just right here on the bottom, just to pull away, even with the side draft. They should still be able to get away if they all work together. But Stephen Williams, quality driver, he's managed to force them back into the pack. And now he's got support. Now he's got someone sitting behind him that can push him. Now, if they can just get close enough, not quite yet. 26 of Russell, Jalen Russell, he's got a win in the Xfinity Series race, looking for a win here in the Truck Series race. Jalen Russell, we're used to him up the front now, even though he's only a new competitor here this season. Same with Matt Danson, who's made his way up into the top 10. He's P8 at the moment, looking to pick his way forward as we see the 65 looking to split the middle of the 5 and the 26 car. Now it's going to force the 26 up into the high lane. Now it's going to get settled once more. It's the 98 and the 65 versus the 91 and the 5 here for the lead of this race. It's all on Stephen Williams. He is DPR's light for the rest of this race. Unfortunately, Ryan Jones, significant damage. Andrew Dyson also has significant damage. Brad Newman as well, he's further on back with significant damage. Now, if they have a couple of cautions here and they play it right, they'll be able to fix that damage right up and they won't have as much of a problem. But as long as they can stay on the lead lap. Now we see a team forming up here in the top lane, and they're going to get split up. It's going to be the 43, I think, of Russell moving to the outside to deny that team a chance to form up 3 cars and maybe even push to the top lane. But it's all Southern Stars. How can they control this bottom lane? How can they do it? They're going to block out into the top lane is Stephen Williams. He's not letting them open it up. He's not giving them a chance to make a run. He's going to keep them with him as long as he can. Now he's going to try it again. He's gone all the way up. There's a gap in the middle should someone want to take it. No one is going to do it this time by. And now we're settling in. We're at lap 38. Trying to see if we can get a longer run out here, but the outside line, they've got momentum. Stephen Williams is going to be clear of the inside line. He's going to drop down now. Now it leaves the 728 and the 65 on the outside. They're going to try and make their way around and take control of this race as a team. Now it's very important. If you can get a team to the front of the field, you can control this race pretty darn well. You can make sure that no one is going to go around you. Now, Stephen Williams, Tom Pritchard, Andy Barber, they're all probably going to work together here. I don't see them putting on too much of a fight. Stephen Williams really loose on the outside. Oh, turn. Stephen Williams is going down the inside. He's going to get into the grass. We're going to stay green as no one's gone around on the racing surface, but Stephen Williams, he's going to be relegated all the way to the back of the field. Andy Barber, Tom Pritchard, they've dropped down. They're nearly out of the top 10 for Tom Pritchard, definitely out of the top 10 for Andy Barber. That could have been a massive incident there just waiting to happen, but unlucky there for Stephen Williams, just getting caught in the crossfire of the moves that were happening pretty much behind him and not really affecting him right up until the end. So we've got Jared Farrell, Dylan Shepard, Jared Gilbert, Alan Dawson, and Andrew J. Sharp, they're all at the front. It's currently a fight between Farewell and Shepherd. They're the only two cars in the lead of this race at the moment. They've got a half a second lead. It will drop down as the pack reforms and rebuilds its momentum after having it basically stunted just a lap ago down here into the main straight. But at the moment, there's 65 leads. We're gonna see another move from the 43. He's gonna get a push from the Project 36 car of Jaden Gilbert, who's now gonna go around the outside after being abandoned by Shepherd. As we see a top lane maybe looking to get formed down here on the back straight. It's going to be top lane selection from from Shepherd. As we see the 728 getting really taily up the bottom. Oh, there's going to be another tag. That's going to be carved down on the inside, and that's going to be a caution here tonight. This is the 5th caution of the night here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll get a replay of that, and then we'll go straight to a break until the end of this caution period. I believe that was the 606. So the 606 just gets loose, gets tagged a little bit, comes back up the road. Ruben Phelps gets involved. Doesn't pick up major damage. Oh, lots of cars still coming through, just collecting each other. That's another. Oh, that's a hit for Stephen Williams. So that's going to add insult to injury from his earlier crash. Jason Holdsworth also involved. Cars doing weird things here on pit road entrance as well. Jason Holdsworth probably picking up a 4X there for his trouble of getting down to the inside and trying to avoid it. Ends up picking one up anyway. So, not the night some drivers were hoping for. 5th caution of the night. Go back to live picture and we'll watch everyone come on down. It's Jared Farewell leading Jared Gilbert. It's then Andrew Sharp, Alan Dawson, Aaron Gilbert, your top 5. Tom Pritchard, Carl Whitney, Brian Blundell, Evan E.T. Taylor, and Brad Wright. They're your top 10. They're the top 10 who stayed out. Now, everyone else behind has gone into the pit lane. Now, it's interesting. A couple of drivers say they're on track, but they're not actually on track. That is okay. Matt Danson, he went down pit lane. A lot of drivers electing to pit this time by. We're about a third of the way through this race, so it makes sense to pit here. Or about a quarter of the way through this race. I don't know why I said a quarter. No. 3 times 4 is 120. Yep, nope. We're over a third of the way through this race. I'll get my mathematics good one day, I promise you all. But, yeah, at the moment, we'll cut to a quick break, and I'll join you at the end of this caution period. And we're back, ready to go green this time by. It's Jared Farewell who'll have the control of the field this time by. It looks like his team's in 3rd and 4th, just in behind him on that second row. Jared Gilbert being the odd man out up in the Project 36 car. Now, at some point in the next couple of laps, I'm going to have to go get some water because my throat is parched and I have none left in my room for this this evening. I thought I'd have enough, but I definitely underestimated the amount of water I'd need. Maybe underestimated the amount of cautions we'd have here tonight. 5th caution of the night. Jared Gilbert's about to get it restarted, and we'll wait for him to roll. Rolls halfway through the box. Racing here again at Atlanta. Looks like there's going to be a movement to the outside on the restart. That's a no-no. That's something you shouldn't do. Driving standard against what is said in our wonderful little rule book known as the Australian NASCAR eSeries Bible. You're not meant to move out of your lane before the start-finish line. So that's going to be something the 728 is pulled up on later on. But at the moment, it didn't lose a position to Jared Gilbert, but he definitely was compromised down onto the run into turn 1. He's looking for the lead of his race at the moment, but it's all going to be on the car behind to push him to that lead. Actually, never mind. He's going to rip it all the way up the top. He's going to try and do it himself. He's going to take himself to the lead of this race at this point. He said, yep, stuff ya. Don't need your help. Gonna make it all the way down there myself. Not able to hook up on the inside of the 24 and the 65. Just not able to get that connection. Not able to push on each other, lean on each other, use the bump draft, use the speed of both cars. 2 is better than 1 is what, or 2 heads are better than 1 is what they say, and it's definitely true that here for 2 cars are better than 1 than punching through the air. Now it's going to be Tom Pritchard joining up on that 3rd car in the bottom lane. He'll be looking to try and get through, maybe try and make his way back to the front, as we see the 43 putting it 3 wide down the middle, saying he doesn't have time for this, he needs to be going now, and he's going to clear Jared Gilbert, and he's going to go to the lead of the race. He's going to drop down into the bottom lane down here into turn 1, opens the corner up actually, then drops all the way down. He's got the room to do it, so he's able to. Now it's going to be all onto that outside lane, whether they can respond, or is it just going to be the Dylan Shepherd show here at the front, where he's just going to control both lanes and no one can do anything about it. We've got a couple of cars who are still in the pit lane. That's Andrew Dyson. He's still in. He's been in for about 9 minutes now. Stephen Williams been in for 4 minutes. Jake Edwards, Brandon Griffiths, they're also in the pit lane. So, looking very grim for those cars to get back out and into this race here tonight. 50 laps gone. Currently looking good, so I'm going to take this opportunity whilst everyone's racing very well and very nicely. We'll go down, grab some more water, and I'll be right back with you for some more racing action. And we're back. The water has been retrieved, and even without parental supervision, the guys on the racetrack have managed to keep it out of harm's way, and they're keeping the racing good and honest here tonight. Now, gonna have to look. It's gonna be outside to Jared Gilbert. Gonna try and get the move done on the 43 of Dylan Shepherd. He's gonna be able to clear him just there. Dylan Shepherd, though, momentum on the inside with the pusher of the 65 Farrell car. 3 wide further back in the field. It's going to be... Oh my, who is that making moves? I think it's Burke on the outside, the 89. Looking to make his move. Oh, the 728's getting around, getting loosey-goosey. Now he's up into the fence. Is it going to be a caution? Yep, there it is. Caution flies for the 6th time tonight here at Atlanta. They came back, said they were good without supervision. Maybe they needed it. Maybe I just need to leave. Maybe, just maybe, I am the reason there's cautions. When I'm around, a caution happens. I think we found the problem here tonight. But we'll get a replay of what happened here to bring out the 6th caution of the night. Around the... just before sort of the halfway mark in this race. Flag. It looks like it was Alan Dawson involved, so we're gonna watch out. Alan Dawson up. Oh, it's actually the 997 car getting hooked around. So we'll have a look for the 997. That looks like heavy damage for the 997 of Jake Edwards coming into the yellow flag. So just looking at on board Jake Edwards, he's kind of in the middle as this wreck is happening up top. Comes down the 89. Tags Jake Edwards as he's punching it through the middle, and there's nothing he can do. That's a motor blown, I believe, as well. We'll have to wait. Yep, that looks like a motor for the 97. They'll be race done and dusted here tonight for the double 97. Back to live pictures now. We're going to see quite a few people come down the pit lane. Carl Whitney, Matt Danson, Brian Blundell, Tom Pritchard, Jaden Russell, Wayne Burke, Brad Newman, George Bradshaw, just to name a few. They've all come down there, decided, okay, maybe it's time for a set of tyres. We're about halfway through this race. Maybe I can chuck a fresh set of rubber on, use it to my advantage to get some positions here, gain some track position back, and maybe set up for the latter half of this race. Now, as the drivers sort themselves out, we're going to take a quick break once again, and I will see you on the other side. Alrighty, we are about to go racing. Pace car lights are off. Dylan Shepherd has control of the field. First time appearance in the Australian NASCAR eSeries. So he'll be looking to stamp his name with some authority here tonight if he can get the race win. Now there's another driver working the wings. We haven't talked about him all too much tonight, Ruben Phelps. He's made his way up into P3. You can see him in that bright gold #1 car. But it's the 43's turn to lead us off from the Geico restart zone. Will he go early? There he goes. A little bit of wheel spin for the 43, but a good jump nevertheless. Manages to get ahead of the 24, and it leaves the 119. Sorry, the 088 and the #1 car there left holding the pieces of rubber on the start-finish line. Now they're going to try and get ready to mount a challenge here on the outside, but that top lane is going to be covered just for now. If they can manage to build the momentum through the corner, then they may be able to get a peek around the outside. Ruben Phelps doing just that. As I'm saying, you see it in the corner of the shot. There he is on the outside. We'll move over to the wide angle for the camera. That's all Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps, SRM Australia. Matty Ray, where are you? He's saying, yeah, there he is in the chat. Cheering on Noddy, not cheering on Rubes. So, Noddy, an associate of the SRM Motorsports team, also associated with the Nitro Racing team, currently running the Nitro colours. So, good to see Noddy Tompkins recovering from his earlier incident as well, where he was almost sent backwards down the back straight. Good recovery there from Noddy Tompkins. Ruben Phelps as well, great race here tonight, up 35 positions from where he started here tonight. Obviously didn't qualify, so we'll see if he can manage to pull some cats out of his bag and get the win here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now we're halfway through this race as of now, and we'll get another 64 laps of intense racing action. Hopefully we get a few longer runs here as everyone sort of settles down for the rest of the night and makes their way through. But I feel like there's still some action left in this race. It's a bit I feel like there's still a bit of a powder keg ready to go at any moment here. Atlanta, there is always the risk for a very big crash. Now we haven't seen it tonight. We've seen only like 2 to 3 cars out. He's 2 to 3 cars out at a time, or involved at a time. Now we're waiting for the big one. The big one where we take out like 6 to 8 cars. Their races are done. That's always looming. That threat of the big ones looming. Now I've guarantee you I've made no friends in the drivers' camp by saying that. Commentators curse and all, but generally if it's me, it does the opposite. We don't normally get it if I say it. So maybe it was tempting Lady Luck to put us on the FAFO scale and see what we find out later on this evening. But Matty Ray, Rube says, ain't need no love. He took the one from... Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't disagree with you on that one. Go Ruby. And we're 7th caution of the night. So you know what I was saying? Yeah, throw that out the window. 7th caution here this evening. Lap 66. Just over halfway through. Jake Edwards crashing. Oh no, it's not Jake Edwards crashing this time. It's Tom Freer crashing, bringing out the caution here. So coming down the back straight. Looks like another look 3 wide gone wrong. Teammate on teammate violence as they hook each other, and Tom Freer, the innocent party on the outside lane, just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. The chrome cars causing a bit of a demolition derby here tonight. Matt Danson barely making it through. Tom Freer may have recovered, probably may have just spun. Looks like the worst is just a spin, so not a lot of damage for Tom Freer, but those tyres can definitely get put in the bin, and he'll grab a new set for later on in this race. So we'll jump back to live pictures, unless Tom got smacked by anyone, but I think everyone back here is far enough away from the crash. But yeah, another yellow here tonight. Never lift party time. Ruben Phelps in the pit lane. Definitely a driver to watch here tonight. Now a couple of cars have come into contention because of that again. So I'm going to say Jason Holdsworth, he had a bit of a moment. He's in 22nd in the pit lane currently, but he's definitely in contention. I'd say he's one of the drivers definitely able to make a move from here in the latter half of this race. Dottie Tompkins as well, doing a very good drive right now. He's 12th on the road. Matt Danson as well, nearly collected in that latest incident. Just squeaked by. We'll see where the number 30 ends up in the end of the night. Andy Barber's made his way back into the top 10 with a P6 at the moment. John Bradshaw, he re-emerges into the top 10. Very consistent all season long in the top 10. Had a few weeks where he was outside or caught up in incidents. But now he's back and he's ready to get a top 10 back on the board. Carl Whitney's up there in P4. It's Carl Whitney's best position held, I believe. I don't know, he's led a couple laps. So Carl Whitney, he's up there. Aaron Gilbert is there for the 203 Drink Shifters car. They're pretty quick on a road course, pretty quick on a super speedway as well. So we're not going to ride out Aaron Gilbert. He's been hanging around the back here tonight and just waiting as these cautions have rolled on through. Now Tom Pritchard, we know how good of a pusher he is. He's in the second position. We got Brad Wright in the 088 car. Well, you know what? It's Whitney. Yeah, you're right. It's Whitney. I'm sorry, Carl. You're now Whitney. Houston, we don't have a problem because it's Whitney. And I'll stand by the fact that I enjoy Whitney Houston's music very much. And all of you who disagree can fight me in the Caroline Springs Bunnings car park at 2 a.m. this morning. Thank you. Side tangent out the way. 7th caution of the night. We should be going green this time by. So it'll be Brad Wright's turn to lead the field away from the Geico restart zone. Now, if you're just joining us here tonight for the race, and you don't know what the Geico restart zone is, it's a little zone where the lead car on a restart has the ability to go. So once they enter that box, it's on them. When they put the power down, the green flag will fly and the race will resume. So it's on the rest of the field to make sure they read and listen. Tom Pritchard, he'll be listening very, very close to that car on the inside, waiting to hear its engine spool up, so he knows when he's stamped it, he knows when he's gone, looking for a little lurch, a rev, anything you can to get a good jump on the outside lane as a pace car. It peels off this time by. We're going racing on lap 70 of 128. And there he goes, around the middle of the box, restart zone there. You can see it in its nice blue glory. Brad Wright getting a good start. Tom Pritchard, that's a decent start for the outside. Have to account for human reaction time and everything like that. So pretty good start for Tom Pritchard there. He'll look to the inside. Carl Withy is going around the outside. In the 65 car, he's going to make his way up into P2, looking for P1, not able to find it just yet, doesn't have any support. The rest of it all cut off just behind as they got a little bit out of shape. That's a 011 car of Ryan Jones. So Ryan Jones, after the mega crash with Brad Newman, he's recovered very well, I would say, for Ryan Jones to recover from that crash. I thought it would have been race over. I thought he would have had a tremendous amount of damage from that crash, like his teammate did, and his teammate Andrew Dyson. But we got Carl Withy and Brad Wright both fighting it out at the front of the pack at the moment. 43 of Dylan Shepherd, he's going to look to try and get a win here tonight. Hasn't run the required 5 races, so a win here tonight for Dylan Shepherd would just be to say that he won. Wouldn't punch a ticket for him in the playoffs. But we got same here with Brad Wright. Carl Withy, if he wins, that puts him into the playoffs, and it will have come from absolutely nowhere. Ooh, as they touch going into turn 3, Carl will manages to hold on. Brad Wright does very well to make sure his car doesn't go around going down onto the apron and then back up. He doesn't collect anyone, so Carl takes the lead of this race, and now he's got to push on. It's going to be Ryan Jones making a move down to the inside. He's going to push Carl, or he's going to move to the outside. Abandon Carl. Carl, sorry, it's Dylan Shepherd I want to push, says Ryan Jones, and he's going to push him all the way there. Once Shepherd abandoned Jones. Jones is going to push forward and get the assistance of Tom Pritchard. Now, this is someone you want on your tail. This is someone you want pushing you. One of the best pushers in the game. Southern Stars, they're doing really well here tonight. So maybe if they can just link up, work with the Simrigs DPR car of Ryan Jones, they may be able to get a little bit of a lead. As a block comes out onto the back straight, just to stunt the momentum of the outside line. It's very effective. Make sure that they can't get a run on the 43. But Carl Whitney wasn't able to capitalise. He just doesn't have the support there at the moment. So now it's all Ryan Jones. Where are you going to move, Ryan? What are you going to try and do? Going to try and go low this time on the 43 car. 43 is probably going to see it. He may shut it down. He moves to the inside, shuts it down this time by. Now it's Ryan Jones. Do you pop to the outside, pop to the inside? Going to pop to the inside this time by. And it's not going to be blocked. So Ryan Jones moves down the inside. Carl Whitney, he's on his tail, ready to push at a moment's notice. Now Tom Pritchard elects to stay in the high line. Lap 75, so we're 5 laps into this next run. We'll be looking to go hopefully till the end of the race. They should have the tank to do it. The 43 comes back down on the lead inside. There's 3 wide further on down the field as Wright gets out of shape. Luke Patton in next to him. Yeah, looking further on back. I clicked most exciting, but that's not exciting at all, iRacing. Thank you very much. 65 just dropping through the field. Tom Freer making his way back up after a nasty little crash for the 7th caution of the evening. So he's doing well to bounce back into P7. Farewell, he's nearly out of the top 10 as we see another Simrigs DPR car of Andrew Dyson. He's lapsed down due to damage, but he's still able to get up there and help his teammate if he can. Just tags the wall, not able to make it by, but tries to get up there. He wants to help Jones. If he can get up there and he can push Jones to the win, that's valid. That's a great tactics, great team racing, able to use the car. Now, Dylan Shepherd, Tom Pritchard, they're having a go. They're going to go toe-to-toe right now. It's going to be Andy Barber pushing Tom Pritchard on the outside lane. Ryan Jones electing not to get involved on the inside line, just hanging about a car length off the back of the 43. Doesn't want to give him a push. Probably looking to jump to the outside line where the momentum is if he can. Not going to happen this time by. So it's the Southern Stars cars. They're moving to the front. Ooh, that's a bit close as they move down to the bottom line. And he just, before Tom, it looked a bit scary as they got close to each other's bumpers. But now it's going to be the outside for Patton. He's going to look around the outside. Patton moves up into 3rd, just ahead of the 43. They're going to fight on the exit. Patton squeezes the 43 into the bottom lane. Tom Freer going to give the 54 a push. Brian Jones, he's elected to jump up into that top lane finally. So he's waiting on his teammate Andrew Dyson, not too far behind. They might start the 3rd lane again. Now, they were a fan of the 3rd lane. They were doing it at Daytona. And rightfully so, it can work if you're skilled enough to do it. Now, these boys, they're skilled enough to do it. So they're just hoping to get up there, get linked up, and maybe pushed back all the way to the front. But at the moment, Tom Pritchard, Luke Patton, and Tom Freer, as well as Andy Barber and Dylan Shepherd, they're the 5 cars at the front. They're the 5 who are really battling at the moment. Everyone else is sort of a car length or 2 behind the next. A little bit of separation here and there, a little bit of relaxed driving. No one's really toe-to-toe just yet. We're going to get into that as we tick down. We've got 47 more laps to go here tonight. And it looks like Tom Pritchard's in the box seat for a race win here tonight. Now, I'm going to have to see if Ryan Jones can make his way to the front, make it a 3-time race win for the season. Would be a very cool thing to see. First one to make it to multiple race wins. He'd be the first one to make it to 3 race wins in the season. And it'd set him up for a really, really strong championship run. Couple of battles happening further on the back. 26 car of Jan Russell, he's going to make his way past John Bradshaw as they all recover from earlier incidents further on down the field. Jan Russell, Ruben Phelps is trying to make his way back through after getting held up. Mark Grocot's holding steady, hasn't moved all too much. 9 positions up actually. behind Brian Blundell, who's down to Shane Bowen, my pick for the race win here tonight. Involved in a little bit of drama earlier on, has been recovering ever since. He's just behind Matt Danson, who's made his way up into just the outskirts of the top 10. Same with Ryan Jones, who's recovering, but we're pretty much single filed out for the field just behind the top 10. There's a few cars running side by side, but not too many, as everyone just sort of separates and everyone's sort of moving around, and now we're forming up 2 by 2 again. The 54 of Patton, he's out in front. He has the ability to come back down the racetrack. Not anymore. Tom Pritchard, he's going to be just close enough to stop Luke Patton from moving back down and taking the lead of the bottom line. Now, after it's all too wide here for at least the first 12 cars. 13th on backwards. They're all single file pretty much. So nothing going on. The 54, massive amounts of momentum off the corner there. Elects to stay high. Doesn't want to drop down. Doesn't want to give away the momentum that the high line brings. Now, it's a gamble, because if Pritchard and Barber, they get hooked up on this bottom line, they can get moving, and then he'll need to come down to block it eventually. But lap 86, we've got 41 to go. Pritchard there. Oh, massive crash. That's right up into the wall. That's the 8th caution of the night. That's going to be Tom Freer taking the lead of the race just before the caution flew. But Luke Patton doesn't care. It's caution, Luke. You can slow down. There's no penalty to taking your foot off the gas now. You're miles in front of everyone else, and I think if you're not careful, if you cross the line here, you may get a penalty. But we'll have a look at what just happened in the run to the line. So it was Brad Wright involved. He went pretty much up and over. As we watch in slow-mo, just tailed by a Project 36 car all the way up the track, hard into the outside wall, rolls over. That's a 65 involved as well. So 65 hard into the outside wall. Pretty much you think these guys' night is done because of the impact into that outside wall. Doesn't look like any engine smoke from either of the cars at the moment. Oh no, Stephen Williams gets tagged, gets his incident limit. That's going to be rough for Stephen Williams. That's something you see. Jaden Russell gets hit. He picks up another 4X, and Brad Wright just gets spun and spun around. So that's not what you want to see from a Stephen Williams point of view. I believe that is Stephen Williams out of the race tonight. Just jumping to him. Yep, he has been disqualified for incident points. So Angus Lawherd spewing his connection, dropped out, had a really strong car tonight. Yeah, Project 36 looking very comfortable at the moment, but it's Luke Patton taking the lead of the race here tonight. It wasn't Tom Freer, so Luke Patton managed to retain the position as the yellow flew. Tom Freer, Wayne Burke has popped his head up with all the cars who have elected to pit. Ryan Jones, Matt Danson, Brad Newman, Noddy Tompkins, Ruben Phelps, just to name a handful. Now, looking for Jason Holdsworth. Jason Holdsworth is a lap down. Unsure why Jason's a lap down. Maybe a drive-through for incidents? Unsure, but the 11 car goes a lap down. He's the first car a lap down at the moment. Oh, no. Yes, he is. He's a lap down. So is Matt Patton as well. So Matt Patton, actually the first car a lap down. But we'll let the drivers sort themselves out, and we'll rejoin you at the end of this caution period for 38 laps to go. And we're back just in time for the pace car to roll off. Luke Patton, going to take control of the race here at the Geico restart zone. Now it's going to be on for young and old here at this restart. We're in the zone. Luke Patton's gone towards the end of the box. Gets a good jump on Tom Freer on the outside. Tom Freer going to lose a position to the 89 of Burke on the inside. So Burke's going to get involved here. He's won a road course, looking to win an oval. Takes the lead of the race here tonight. Wayne Burke moves into P1 for the first time here tonight. He's got the 24 sharp bearing down on him though. Carl Withy in a good position as well. 54 looks to make a move on the outside. Can he get the support he needs? Andy Barber, he's gone for the third lane, trying to make his way around the 43. Going to be able to do it this time. Should be able to carry the momentum. The 43 giving a good old squeeze. There's another caution coming out. There's contact going into turn 1. We'll have to get a look at what happened on the replay. Mark McNamara crashed. So we'll get a look. This is way further back in the field. Just coming to the line. Mark McNamara goes all the way up. Gets in front of someone. Gets in the way. Gets turned. Now, that's going to be the 9th caution of the night, so we're going to have another break. I'm so sorry to be departing you guys so regularly, but every caution comes out. It's just another couple of minutes where I can relax the throat, let some water go down and wait for the racing to resume, but we'll have 30 laps. Oh. Yes, we'll have 35 laps come the end of this caution period. So I will see you when the pace car is about to pull off once more. And we're back. 33 laps to go when we cross the line to take the green flag. It's going to be quite interesting now. If you're anything like me, you're a massive AFL fan. The final series is on tonight. It's the elimination final between Western Bulldogs and Hawthorn. Currently Hawthorn lead by 29 points. So Hawthorn, that's good. We're a mixed Carlton Hawthorn supporter base in this household, so we're having a good night on the footy front. Now it's going to be an even better night on the racing front as we resume racing action here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, Patton went really late last time by. Does he change it up? Does he try and get the jump on Burke on the outside here? Because Burke sees a good opportunity. He doesn't go until the very end. See, Burke's going to try and make a move around the outside. He's got the overlap, so leaving it late wasn't the call from Patton there. He did it once before. He was easily found out again. Now he's going to get the run on the outside. The 43 is going to go with him. The 707 is going to go with him. The 54 completely and totally abandoned on the inside line. The only person back there that can even come to his rescue is Andy Barber. And that's only because Andy's probably being forced down there by Carl Withy, who's currently blocking him down. But it's going to be the 43 moving to the inside line underneath the 89. So the 43 is going to try and make a crack at winning this race here tonight. But Burke, he's going to take the lead back on the outside. It's going to trade places here on for the rest of the race, I think, at this point. I don't think the gloves are staying on. I think they're coming off. It's 32 laps to go. And we got Tom Freer pushing Wayne Burke, his teammate, Synergy Sim Racing teammate, to the lead of the race. Now it's going to be the 83. Trying to make it work, trying to find something to do. Matt Danson's lurking in the bottom of the top 10. Ryan Jones lurking in the bottom of the top 10 at the moment. They're contenders for the win here tonight. You got to kind of get moving now. Track positions becoming more and more valuable as laps tick down, especially if we're going to get under caution constantly. Oh, that's wiggly from the 43. He's got to work hard on the bottom here to try and maintain lane control, as the 89 and 707 work hard to try and make a way by. Moves up sort of middle of the track, gets a half block on. Wayne Burke able just to avoid. He has the support behind. He can push up to that third lane. There won't be a penalty. He'll be able to do it. The 54 and the 43 not really working together. Just need Tom Freer, just get on that bumper, give him a push down the back straight. Give him a push, give him all that momentum. Carl Withy, if you can, mate, get to the back of the 707. Get up there. Ruben Phelps, he's making his way up. He's going to look for the third lane here on Carl. Not going to find it as the racetrack flattens back out. He's going to have to hold on for another lap. Matt Danson also looking for a way by. So now these guys who've got the speed, they're looking for the track position. 29 laps to go. Lap 99, we're about to cross lap 100. Now, Tom Freer, he's doing an excellent job here pushing Wayne Burke. Pushed him right to the front of the queue. Now he's got control. Now he's able to just maintain that momentum on the high side. The 43 of Dylan Shepherd, he won't be able to do anything about it. Wayne Burke will always win in this position if it were to end in the next couple of laps. Now, Ruben Phelps has made his way to the inside. That picture's going to change. Ruben, he's not going to want to let Dylan, he's not going to want to push him to a win, but he's going to want to push him so that him and Danson could potentially go further on. Oh, big check up there from Matt Danson. Not expecting Ruben to check up as much as he did. So a little bit of a check up there. It's lucky it's only the front half. Brad Newman's making his way 3 wide further on back. So we'll jump quickly over Brad Newman. Have a look as he makes his way through the lower end of the field. Just trying to recover from his earlier incident with the Simrigs DPR cars. Now, back importantly to Wayne Burke. Wayne Burke's lost the advantage of the outside lane's momentum with Ruben Phelps finally getting in there and providing better support to the 43 car. Now, it'll all be on Ruben. You got 27 laps left. Now, to make up track position, Matt Danson's going to look towards the middle lane this time by 3 wide in the second row. Matt Danson looking. Oh, he's going to just tag Wayne Burke. He's going to go around, carve a way through. This is the big one. Lots of cars involved here tonight. Wayne Burke, Tom Freer, 43 of Dylan Shepherd. He's out. Looks like his engine's gone. Wayne Burke's managed to continue on. But Dylan Shepherd, I think his engine popped on that one. Matt Danson gets his way through and into P1. So Matt Danson will lead the race coming off the 10th caution here tonight, so that is a return to the pits for the 43. That will be his race done and dusted here tonight. So we will not be able to partake in any more of the race. We'll get a replay of what just happened, and we'll get a replay from Matt Danson's point of view. So this is Matt Danson coming through. That's the wrong yellow flag. Oh, Ryan Jones again involved in that crash. So this is the correct yellow flag. So we're with Matt Danson now. We're going to be coming through. He's just got the momentum. Wayne Burke's just sitting there, minding his own business. He gets turned. Matt Danson just pushing the quarter panel in. Splits the C's a little bit. Gets a little bit of a tag, but otherwise manages to hold on very nicely and make his way through. But a lot of damage there for Dylan Shepherd, who was also involved. One of the main cars out. Tom Pritchard involved. Ryan Jones got caught as well. Just later on, just a secondary contact, gets hit and ends up turning someone. Later on down, you can see it in the far end of the shot. Crashes. But a lot of cautions here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Matt Danson picking that one off. He is P1, so 25 laps to go. Puts him in a good position to get a win. May not have made friends to put himself there, but a win is a win. He needs one in the trucks. So if he wants to get into these playoffs, not currently looking to get in there on points, as we quickly look at the championship standings. So this is your championship standings after last week's race at Darlington. It's Ryan Jones with 2 wins, Connor Nixon with 1, Dan Stevens has 1 as well. Same with Scott Rankin, Wayne Burke and Brad Newman. They've all got 1. Qualifying in on points is John Bradshaw, Ruben Phelps, Matthew Budd, Andy Barber, Lockie Accugia and Jason Holdsworth. Now there's a couple of drivers with wins who won't be included in playoffs as they haven't met the race number required for the race win just to put them straight in. So it looks like Stephen Williams at this time, he'll make it in, and Evan Tarriora will make it in as well. But you could see there, nowhere in the top 20 is Matt Danson. So Matt Danson needs a win here tonight to lock himself into the playoffs. Now we'll go back to the race view as we have the pace car lights out. It's going to be Matt Danson, Andy Barber, Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen, my pick. He's come back from nowhere. He's going to have a good finish to this race. 24 laps to go. If the gloves weren't already off, they're definitely about to come off. So 20 cars on the lead lap. Jason Holdsworth makes his way back onto the lead lap. That's another car to mention. But looks like Ryan Jones, he's not damaged all too badly. He's in 9th position currently. But a lot of cars that we would normally see up at the front, they're relegated to a couple laps down, if not even further, due to the cautions here tonight. Waiting. Pace car is off. Matt Danson, you have control of the field. When are you going to go? So Matt Danson waiting patiently in the zone. Goes at the end. Waits all the way to the end of the zone to go. Haven't done that yet tonight. But it's going to be Andy Barber, Shane Bowen making contact into turn 1. They're just rubbing, they're racing. That no one gets hurt by it. So they're making their way through. Shane Bowen going to be the beneficiary of that start. Going to drop Andy Barber down to 4th as Sharp picks up the pieces and moves his way into 3rd. He's on that inside lane, so Andy's going to build speed, and it's going to be soon. It's going to be Matt Danson and Andy Barber working their way towards the finish line. 23 to go now. 22. Shane Bowen and Matt Danson looking to get away from the field here as Andrew Sharp makes his way to the outside line just in front of Andy Barber, trying to make the most of Andy Barber as a pusher. Now, Whether that's going to be effective or not, we'll have to see in the next couple of laps. So John Bradshaw, he's also back up into the top 5. Very good night from John Bradshaw after a very slow start. Brad Newman as well recovering for a top 10 finish, potentially even a victory here tonight. Ruben Phelps as well doing very well. We got Carl, as I called him, Whitney, in the chat. I'm sorry, Carl, I know it's Withy. In the chat saying 9 minutes required after that big wreck. Was running really well. You were indeed, Carl. We were having a good time watching you, but that's Ryan Jones dropping a lap down by the looks of things. Down in 16th, just hasn't got the speed anymore in the car after all the damage he's taken tonight. So Brad Newman, he's going to send it 3 wide. Oh, but thinks better of it. Drops out. Goes 2 wide through the center. So Brad Newman making a late charge here to win this race. Now we'll have to see where Brad ends up tonight. He's going to go into the bottom lane. No, he's going to try and force his way through the middle, see if he can make it happen. But Andy Barber going to tag on to the bottom with Shane Bowen. So it's going to be Brad Newman, Matt Danson towards the top lane. Shane Bowen, Andy Barber on the bottom. See which pairing can make it work better. I think it's going to be Brad Newman and Matt Danson who are just going to creep out in front, and it's probably going to be a race between these two guys until the checkered flag. 19 laps to go. We'll have to keep an eye. Potential for another caution here to happen late, especially as we get closer to the last 10 laps. That's kind of when everything goes a little bit crazy. Everyone starts to get a little bit panicky. They're like, oh, it's time to go. Laps don't exist much more. Brad Newman sent to the outside wall. Andy Barber involved. Comes back down the track. No caution yet. We're still green. Caution flag flies. That's the 11th caution of the night. Brad Newman involved. He's in 8th position, so he's managed to recover. But we'll have to see what happened there. Looks like Dylan Shepard... No, we'll keep going. That's for further on now. This is the yellow flag, so it was... I believe it was Brad Newman up into the wall. Gets hit by Andrew Dyson, but it's already kicking off in front of them. Ruben Phelps and Noddy Tompkins stacks a lot of cars up. That's a lot of cars getting stacked up there. We'll jump on with Ruben Phelps for that one. So Ruben Phelps here, he's gone low. Probably been forced low. If we roll it on back. Oh, there's even more. So this is Brad Newman getting up. Down, Noddy down, pushing Ruben down. 2 cars, there they go, DQ limit. These guys get pushed around, the 555 gets involved. Cars slamming and sliding into each other. There's another DQ there for Aaron Gilbert. A lot of cars here tonight, out on DQ limit. A lot of cautions here tonight. 11th caution of the night. We'll get back to live pictures and we'll rejoin you at the end of this caution period with around 15 to 14 laps to go here tonight. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Now, I am joined by Mr. Nigel Siddle in the booth for the last 15 laps of it, or last 14 laps of this race here tonight. Nigel, I know you've been watching along on the broadcast here tonight as you've been out. It's great to have you back for the last element of this race. Pace car is off. Matt Danson's ready to take us back racing, and it's going to be a great run to the end here tonight.
Boogity, boogity, boogie. Let's go racing, boys
There
and
we
girls.
go. Matt Danson, good jump off the line. Shane Bowen not able to respond. The 224 of Sharp, he's on the inside. Got a good launch. Able to clear Shane Bowen, but Shane Bowen ducking down to that inside line. Now it's all who darts to the outside. It's going to be Sharp to the outside. Bowen's going to stay to the inside. Get on right on the back of Danson. Doesn't push him yet. There he goes. Starts the bump. There's Burke. Comes in hot. Hits the 24. Gets the bump down. Now it's going to be 14 laps to go. 13 laps to go this time by a blue flag car staying off to the inside. Good stuff there from one of the Bondale brothers. It's going to be Matt Danson, Shane Bowen. They're going hard on the bottom line. Wayne Burke says, okay, Sharp, you're not doing well enough down here. I'm going to the outside. Going to see if I can make my way around you. Sharp says, all right, well, if you want to do that, I'm just going to drop down where the draft is. And you're going to have to...
Look who's in third place. Who's in third place? You've got Andy Barber behind Jason Holdsworth. Shane Bowen, he's looking for a good result as well. And that outside lane starting to get together. He's probably need one or two more cars up on that outside to make it work.
Absolutely. Looks like Andy Barber's going to try and make a move to the outside. Sharp says, no, we're going to go 3 wide. Probably not the move as Wayne Burke abandons him, goes 2 wide with Andy Barber. It's Jason Holdsworth picking up the 3rd place position for now. Couple of lap cars on the bottom of the track. Now the top lane's forming. There it goes. 12 laps to go, and we've got a good top lane. We've got Andy Barber, Wayne Burke. These cars have been up here pretty much for the last half of the race. Should be good to see all of these drivers, really all these drivers bar Burke, need a win to secure their way into the playoffs. Andy Barber, he's not in the points. He needs a way in. Jason Holdsworth, just on the fringes, needs a way in. Matt Danson, he needs a win. He's not in the points picture at the moment. So all these drivers, they've got something to lose, and there's definitely not going to be any give here. It's all going to be take, and take between these drivers. There's not an inch to be given.
Danson's trying to stay ahead so he can try to block both lanes here at the same time.
Absolutely.
He'll make his way. Yep, well, here we go. Here he goes. He'll try to block that the inside line now, so oh man, this is going to get good.
He'll block the outside. Andy Barber gives him a push. Jason Holdsworth just has to get to the back of Bowen, just gets him in enough, can't get back down Matt Danson, so Jason Holdsworth puts an end to that plan. Shane Bowen's pushed to the front. Jason Holdsworth, he's got partnership in Matt Patton, the 89 car, just in behind him, so not Matt Patton in the 58 car, sorry. It's hard to read the number font selection on the timing tower. 58 car of Matt Patton, he's Nitro teammate. So 2 Nitro cars on the bottom lane. But Synergy, Southern Stars, Cobalt, and Altus, that's your top 6 team makeup. It's going to be interesting from here on to the checkered flag. 9 laps to go, coming around for 8. Brad Newman there, just slides back up on track. Not what you want to do as the leaders are coming by, but Brad Newman gets back down, gets back out of the way. Good driving there. Gives Dyson a chance, though, just to get into the front.
All you need now is 2 or 3 cars to catch up to this lead pack to give the push, because Danson's controlling this race at the moment. He's got both lanes in complete control. All we need now is another car somewhere in that inside lane to keep him in bay with everyone else, and I think then we'll
Absolutely.
have a lap
and there's Tom Pritchard. He's just on the outside line, so it's going to be difficult. Going through this next corner, just makes it by. So the top 6, they make it through. They're the only cars here 2 wide. Everyone else is sort of just scrapping around. But this is the battle to watch. It's now Bowen firmly on that inside line. Jason Holdsworth supporting him, trying to make his driver go faster than Andy's trying to make Danson go. Jason Holdsworth just looking towards that inside line, getting a bit of air through that radiator, cooling his car down, making sure he doesn't blow up before we get down to the checkered flag. It's Shane Bowen's going to peel out down under the yellow line. That's going to kill the momentum of the inside lane, and that's going to let Matt Danson have control of the race again. Not what you wanted to do. Jason Holdsworth not expecting it, expecting him to stay above. Andy Barber's now going to push to the outside line. Jason Holdsworth jumps up. Matt Patton stays down. So Matt Patton's going to take his old spot, and Jason's going to slide to the outside lane as it's now Andy Barber and Matt Danson looking to battle it out. 5 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Shane Bowen looking for 3 wide here. Going to get cut off by Andy Barber. Going to push Burke up to the outside lane.
Go 4?
Now Jason, no, we cannot go 4. There's not enough room on the road, Nigel. There's not enough room, Nigel. They don't fit the cars. Well, they designed it that way. It wasn't my choice. It was theirs. Now Matt Danson's getting pushed by Matt Patton, and it's got double Matt, double trouble up the front. Jason Holdsworth had to check up. There's a random Jay Sharp who's come back into the mix here late on in this run, but it's still 3 wide further on back. Andy Barber just plugging up. Oh, and there's going to be caution there. It's 4 laps to go. Caution flies. Wayne Burke's been turned hard into the outside wall, just trying to get the push to Andy Barber. Got himself a little bit loose, I think, and he just went up into the fence. We'll get a replay as soon as we can.
Oh no. 4 to go. This is going to go green, white checker.
This will be a green, white checker finish. This is the yellow flag here tonight. Wayne Burke coming through, just gets a tag from Shane Bowen on the outside. That's a DQ there for Wayne Burke. So he's out. No more racing for Wayne Burke here tonight. Made it all the way through just to the end and then gets taken out. Didn't look anything really too malicious in it. Just a lot of hard racing here tonight.
Oh no. Well, I'm not sure of any tyre strategies or anything like that, so I'm not sure.
Oh, absolutely not. Not taking tyres if you're up the front. You don't need to.
No. So this is yeah.
So it's
on
Danson.
like Donkey Kong.
Oh, absolutely, it is, Nigel. It's green, white checker finish here. Now, this means a lot to a lot of these drivers. Matt Patton needs a win. Danson definitely needs a win if he wants to make an appearance in playoffs. Sharp, really, I don't think he's a factor. I don't think he's met the race criteria just yet. Jason Holdsworth definitely needs a win to make his playoff campaign permanent solution. Andy Barber would be in the playoffs if he picks up the win here tonight. So a lot of drivers up the front at the moment, they're in for a thing. Bradshaw, if he gets a win tonight, he gets locked into the playoffs. Currently leading the points, but a win would just make it so much. Well, he's currently leading the points of those not with a win, but a win would make it all the more sweeter moving into the playoffs. We also have, I think that's it in terms of who needs a win. I know Wayne Burke, he was looking to make it 2 wins in the Truck Series, but unfortunately that dream is over.
Well. This is going to get interesting now. We've got Altus up the front. We've got 2 nitro cars there. We've got an Andy Barber who's been showing some impressive form on the super speedways as well. So that's he could be a threat here. We've got Brent Hobbs. Is that Brent Hobbs back in the series again? He's from as well. So he's up there with a shot. Mr. Consistent Bradshaw. He's always a top 5 or a top 10 finisher. He's hoping to get his first win. ET, he's in 8th. He's looking okay as well. So this is anyone's race, Ross.
At the moment, I think it may just be the guys up in the top 7 who have kind of got the speed to do it. I think ET, he's carrying damage from earlier contact. Same with Cooley and Freer. They're all carrying a little bit of damage. Now, if they fall out of the draft here, then they may not be able to get back up. But if they can hang with the pack, then they may be a chance. At the moment, on a green white checker, it's going to be hard to get from 10th to 1st for Tom Freer. So I'd say it's anyone really within the top 6 who has a chance at the moment. Especially with all the lap cars they have to go by. So you got the, I think that's the TSR of Cooley. Yep, TSR. It's the 64 of Hobbs. Sorry. On the outside line, he's probably the last one who could make it to the front. Just with how tight the racing's been up in this top 6.
Well.
Coming to the line, the drivers aren't allowed to go under the red and white line for the rest of the final lap. You're not allowed to overtake under it, so you have to make it on the actual racetrack. Now, hopefully all the drivers remember this. Pace car's off. Matt Danson has the field. It's all Matt Danson's control here. He just has to get a good jump, get a good control of the field. He's in the box. No, he's late. He's always going to go late here. Always going to go late here. Brings the run to turn 1 down considerably. Matt Patton gets abandoned. There's already a jump down to the inside line by the 224 of Sharp. So he's elected to go down. Matt Patton going to be saved by Andy Barber, who's jumped to the outside. He's going to make a run down the back straight, trying to get the momentum, trying to get that hookup with the Nitro boys. They're both on the outside, trying to find any bit of speed that can push them past Matt Danson. Try and make them as big of a threat here for Matt Danson. 2 laps to go. We're going to go white flag, this time by Andy Barber. Matt Patton's going to get turned. He doesn't make it through. It's white flag. This is going to be official. It's Andy Barber, Jason Holdsworth now with big crash. We'll go over that one once the race is done. But Jason Holdsworth, Andy Barber, both need a win. Both need a win to make it into the playoffs this season. Andy Barber more so than Jason Holdsworth. Jason there on points. He's on the cusp. He goes to the inside. Jason Holdsworth gets forced down. Able to hold the inside line. Makes it stick. All on the run to the line. Jason runs him to the wall. They're going to tag. Oh, Andy Barber's gotten DQ'd because of instant points at the end of the line. It's going to be Jason Holdsworth. No, Jason Holdsworth's got DQ'd as well. It's a shamble. Who has won this race? We absolutely do not know.
It's Shane Bowen. I think it's Bradshaw. Bradshaw.
Hold on. Let me see if Jason Holdsworth did make it across the line. Andy Barber got DQ'd on incident points. So Jason Holdsworth won. Sorry, as soon as Andy disappeared and we were on his car, it just went straight to TV camera, TV static, and I could not see Jason anymore. I panicked. I thought that our two front runners had just DQ'd across the line due to incident points. That is very unfortunate there for Andy Barber. Right at the end of the race, getting hit with a 4X, which really, honestly, should not have been a 4X. iRacing, that is light, weak contact at the end of a race. That should not be a 4X incident. Or even if it was a 2X, maybe Andy just riding that hind. But really, it should have been a 0X. That was absolutely disgraceful. But we'll jump. I don't know who's burning it down right now. I can't see them. It's Shane Bowen burning it down. Unofficial results say Jason Holdsworth won the race. Now, whether he got a penalty or not, that's yet to be seen. So we're gonna hold out on the green room, hold out on the interviews. We're gonna look at the official results here tonight. So these are your official results. It's John Bradshaw who wins the race here tonight, ahead of Shane Bowen for Cobalt Racing. So at the line, Andy Barber and Jason Holdsworth both picking up penalties at the end, not able to get the win that both of them so desperately needed at the end of this race. That is tragic. So it's going to be John Bradshaw from Shane Bowen, Tom Freer rounding out the podium for Synergy Sim Racing as well. Brent Hobbs, Noddy Tompkins, Jason Cooley, Evan E.T. Taylor. Matt Danson comes home in 8th place after getting spun at the line. Andy Barber finishes 9th, Matt Patton 10th, Jason Holdsworth in P11, Ruben Phelps 12th, Andrew J. Sharp, he's in 13th, Nike Luke Patton, Brad Newman, Mark Grocott, Tom Pritchard, Troy Mortensen. Those guys are all 3+ laps down. I believe they're the ones who finished on the road. We'll run down to the guys who are 6 laps down, and then we'll just call it a day. But Mark McNamara, Timo Blundell, Muddy Mitchell, Wayne Burke, everyone else onwards from 23rd, all finishing numerous laps down or DQing from this race.
Wow, what a race.
Now that was a finish that I don't think we'll ever get again. And it's one of the most confusing finishes we've ever had to date.
Yes. I don't know what to say, to be honest. Don't know what to say.
Neither do I. But just give us a moment. We'll settle ourselves down and we'll get on to our interviews here tonight. First one's gonna be with Tom Freer. Try and bring him into the channel here. Tom, welcome to the broadcast booth. P3 tonight. Were you expecting that?
Not after the way my car was with about 20 to go. I was flat to the floor at the end, like I couldn't even stay in the tow. So it's yeah, it's a good recovery, but I still feel yeah like we missed the trick because myself and Berkey were up the front working together, and yeah, then Danson made a third lane that probably shouldn't have existed at that time, and yeah, it ended in tears. But yeah, I guess that's speedway racing.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that will happen, and I'm sure we'll see the protest channel light up like a Christmas tree tonight with a bunch of review panel maybe working overtime for the next couple of days. But just talk us through your race, like the whole night. How are you feeling coming out to Atlanta? How was the car? What was your strategy going into the race as well?
Obviously the first thing was just staying out of trouble, but we seem to go all right on these speedway things. I think we seem to be able to pick the runs pretty well and get to the front, but I didn't really want to be at the front here. And then I didn't really want to sit around 10th either. So it was really sit at the back or be at the front as the only two options. And we got lucky early, missed a bunch of wrecks and stuff like that. But yeah, when we did get to the front, we were able to control that top line pretty well until the caution. But yeah, strat was just stay out of trouble. We didn't do that, but at the same time, I'll take a third with a car that doesn't deserve to be there.
No, definitely deserve to be there. You had the pace running all night here tonight, so don't write yourself down. Just at the end there, you got damaged, but it all came back to you as all things do in good time. So, Tom Ferrer, congratulations on P3. Now's the time. If you have anyone you'd like to thank, friends, family, sponsors, teammates, team owners, anyone you want to thank here tonight.
Yeah, obviously, it's a thank you to Wave Runner Performance Center and Synergy Sim Racing. Obviously, Brenton Hobson as well. He's done overtime to get us some paints for these trucks, which is good. And yeah, obviously, it's a thanks to Jaden and Berkey. We were working pretty well there until we couldn't. But yeah, otherwise, it's been a lot of fun.
Wonderful. Well, it's always fun to have you out in the field. It's always good to see the hard racing you and the Synergy Sim Racing boys also put on. So we'll see you hopefully on Tuesday night next week for the X Series.
Definitely will. We need to get one of these wins so we can go playoff racing.
Oh, absolutely.
No, we'll see what happens.
No worries, Tom. Well, wish you the best of luck for Tuesday night, and we'll see you then.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
No worries. That was Tom Freer. Now we're going to jump on board with our second place finisher, Shane Bowen in the 38 car. We'll bring him into the booth now. Shane, welcome to the broadcast booth. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, not too bad. It was a pretty
Not too
good finish. Wasn't
Not too,
expecting that.
not too bad. Not expected. P2 finish here tonight. A reward for effort over the entire season. Very consistent season you've put together here so far, and I feel like a P2 is one of the ways to reward yourself. It's not as good as a P1, but I'm sure your time will come for that race win. How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, well, pretty bloody good, really. I've been fighting a flu here this whole week, so to finish it off this way is pretty good. I'm probably a bit nasally, but that's just how it is, I guess.
Absolute stellar drive, man. Like, how did the car feel tonight? And what was your thoughts going to the race? Like, did you have a strategy, or you just rolling with the punches tonight?
Yeah, the car was fine. I hadn't done a whole lot of practice in decent pack, but I knew that tires were gonna get a bit ordinary and slide around a bit. I'm pretty sure we've done this race earlier in the year. I kind of
Yep, we did.
expected it to be just as messy as what I remember it always is, but just survive it and get there at the end, I guess.
Absolutely, it was a epic race down to the wire, and one that we were calling, and in real time we were just like, what has happened? What is going on here? We saw Andy disappear and everything, and the massive wreck as we took the white flag was it was all happening at the end, but you managed to make it through, get around. You lost a bit of ground, I know, to the guys in front, so you weren't able to challenge. It looked like you were going to come home in a battle for third, and then you ended up getting second place after a DQ and a penalty for incident points. So it was a really good drive throughout the night, rewarded for effort all season long. Now, if you have anyone who helps you go racing, friends, family, sponsors, what have you, this is your time.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my teammates and the other teams that I've been working with here who unfortunately didn't see the end of this race, but I feel like a lot of people didn't see the end of this one. Hopefully we all come back next week and do better, but thanks to them guys for staying in chat and talking to me while I'm still racing. Thanks to you guys for putting on the show. I do watch these, so I'll have to watch this one back.
I was only here for 15 laps.
And yeah, I guess we're going to get straight back into practicing for Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Well, it was great to see you up the top at last, finally, in the broadcast booth after so much consistency. And we wish you the best of luck for Tuesday night's eSeries race. And we'll see you then.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Thank you, Shane. Well, that was Shane Bowen, a very consistent finisher here in the series. Now, again, another consistent finisher here, John Bradshaw, who's your race winner here tonight.
I'm going to enjoy this one because he's been really, really consistent.
Well, this is your one then, Nudge. Here you go.
John, welcome to the booth.
G'day, fellas. How you going?
Not too bad. Congratulations on the win tonight. You've been
Stephen Bradbury moment that one, but hey,
well. You're due for some luck. You've had some incredible finishes this year with a lot of top five.
I've had some bad ones too. Yeah,
you've had some bad ones. You've had some good ones. You've had some really nice top 5 and top 10 finishes, and finally now got the win, and you've locked yourself in the playoffs. How does it feel,
mate? It's unreal, to be honest. I was a bit dirty last round because I had a really good strategy, and I think I was 5th, and then it got launched into the wall. But these things happen. Yeah, mate. It's a great feeling to win any sort of a race, but to win a league race with 39 other competitors on the track. And you get dealt some crappy hands, and you get dealt some good ones, and tonight was a good hand. So yeah, I'll take that.
I think that's the beauty of NASCAR racing, isn't it? You can have the best car in practice and qualifying, then you get to the race, and one little things can go wrong, and then before you know it, your night's over. So it's tell us about your night. Tell us how you got this win.
Well, I qualified 14th, I think, and then I went, I think this is just going to be a mess. So I just went back to the back of the pack, and I stayed there, for the first 90 odd laps, and then, when I changed tyres, I think it was 30 laps to go or something or other. I went, rightio, now I'll push forward, and I was in 10th or something or other then, or 14th. Yeah, and just made my way up to the front, avoided a few wrecks, happy days.
Nah, look, it was an incredible. It's been an incredible season for you. I remember your first race with us back in Pocono. I think you finished 4th, I reckon, off the top of my head.
I had a few 5ths and a 4th, and
you had a couple more 5ths after that, and you've always been around that top 10 mark, and to finally get the win tonight, it just shows you that consistency and hard work does pay off. This is your time now. You get to say whoever you like to your sponsors, family, friends, and go for your life.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I just want to thank my team that I race for, Black Hawk Motorsport. They do all the liveries, and we practice together, and we bounce off each other, and they really have. Well, I thought they would really help me at Darlington when I had the lead there for 30 odd laps. So like both rear gunners for me, Dean Powell and Luke Patton. Yeah, and everyone looks after each other, and we all meet up at Bathurst. I live in Bathurst, so the boys come up for the 1000, and yeah, it's great. But yeah, I don't, there's not too many leagues where young fellas around and a 52-year-old wins it, so I'm doing all right, I think.
Well, you're only 10 years older than me, and yeah, I think we've all got a little bit of a it's a bit of a hobby, a bit of a passion that we all have for it, and yeah, I don't think it ever goes away. Even that feeling of winning, it doesn't matter how old you are, it still feels pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I feel like a 12-year-old just getting a show bag at the Easter show. So yeah, great.
Well, congratulations on your first place tonight, and yeah, keep the practicing going. And I reckon I'll race Luke, one of your teammates, a fair few times in officials, and he's
Yeah,
always up the
he's
front,
good.
and we always have good battles. And yeah, it's great,
Yeah.
great to see you finally make it to victory lane.
Thanks very much, boys. You have a great evening. I know I will. I probably won't be able to sleep, but I'll be right.
Nah, thanks, John.
Good on you. Thank you.
There was John, our winner tonight here at Atlanta.
Absolutely.
It's,
It's a great win. It's a great reward for consistent effort and consistent practice. I know he says 53-year-old man can't normally beat a bunch of young kids, but he's done it here tonight. Was driving absolutely great laps here tonight. He was up the front for quite a long time at the start of the race. Fell back just due to the cautions and a bit of a pit cycle, and stayed at the back for a bit, then made his way back through to the end. And he put himself ultimately in a position where he was able to capitalize on the misfortunes of other drivers. And sometimes that's just where you need to be. So congratulations to John Bradshaw on his first win in the Australian NASCAR eSeries. I'm sure there will be plenty more to come in his career with us here. But that's all we have here tonight for Atlanta. And we'll be moving on to Tuesday night's race, and that will be at the wonderful Atlanta Speedway once more. So we're going to be here 2 weeks in a row. It's probably like one of the best schedules I think iRacing has ever done, putting us all at Atlanta at the same time because it lines up with the Cup race.
But the good thing is, though, I'll have plenty of facts, plenty of
Yes.
information, and heaps of goodies for all of the punters out there watching to get us through what will be an action-packed race.
Absolutely. Well, we like to thank you all for hanging around tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesday night for the X Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
See you next time.